अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को न माए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहत है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। Acharya Kalp, Pandit Pravar Todarmal ji, has written this Moksha Marg Prakashak ji Granth, and we were on to the second chapter, Nature of Mundane Existence. The discussion was about what is the nature of a person who is existing in this worldly existence. So there is again a Manglacharan in the second chapter that we will do, and this will be our last class on Moksha Marg Prakashak. मिथ्या भाव अभाव ते जो प्रगटे निज भाव सो जयवंत रहो सदा यही मोक्ष उपाय. We were discussing the soul's condition due to rise of various types of karmas, and we had already discussed soul's conditions due to the rise of Jnana Varana and Dashna Varana karma, knowledge obscuring karma and perception obscuring karma. Today we are going to start the third one, Jiva's state due to rise of Mohniya karma, page number 52. Yeah, thank you, Hemali. So we are on to page number 52, and we are starting with Jiva's state due to rise of Mohniya karma. So when there is a rise of Mohniya karma, what are the conditions that a soul undergoes through? What are the effect of those karmas on the soul? So you might say that karmas are matter substance, and we are all conscious substance. So how can one substance do anything in the other substance? So you should understand that this was a conventional statement, and when we talk of a conventional statement, we always talk in this manner. So what is the reality? The reality is that the condition of the jeev is happening on its own due to the eligibility of the moment, and the rise of karma is just an instrumental cause. Okay, so the rise of karma is in the karma itself, and the modification happening in the jeev is in jeev itself. But having said that, there exists a instrumental cause and effect relationship. Okay, and that is what we are discussing right now. So you should always bear in mind that the statement will come that due to the rise of Mohniya karma, these things happens. But you have to understand it that whatever is happening in jeev is due to its own modification. No other substance can do anything in the this substance, right? But having said, there always exists a instrumental cause and effect relationship. So this is, we are discussing from the point of view of cause and effect relationship, and these are all conventional statement. Okay, so we have to understand it in the right sense. So Mohniya karma has two divisions. Okay, faith deluding karma, darshan Mohniya, and conduct deluding karma, charitra monia karma. Okay. So now, first we will discuss about faith deluding karma. Okay. So due to the rise of monia karma, the perverse belief, false belief, wrong belief, mithyatva, and passional disposition, kashai bhavas, are caused to the jiv. So because of faith deluding karma, the perverse belief is existing, or it is because of the faith deluding karma that perverse belief is there, and because of conduct deluding karma, the passional dispositions are happening. Okay. So the function of faith deluding karma is to stop jeev from getting the right belief, and the function of conduct deluding karma is to uh, incite passion in souls. Okay. So two different karmas and two different functions. Now we're starting with the first one, jiva's condition due to the rise of darshan moh, faith deluding karma. When we studied sins, 5 sins, violence, falsehood, theft, then chest, unchastity or adultery, and the last one was possessions. Okay. 5 sins. Okay. Then the question was there, which is the biggest sin, which is the greatest sin? So anyone remember what is the greatest sin? This we studied in Balboth. It's a long time, you must have
Faith,
forgotten. Yeah.
wrong faith, mithyatva,
Yes. Delusion is the biggest sin. All these violence and all are very small sins. Okay. So we are now going to understand that when there is a rise of faith deluding karma, darshan mohonia karma, what are the conditions that jeev undergoes? Okay. And by understanding this, we can get rid of darshan mohonia karma, okay, faith deluding karma, and that is the time we manifest right belief. So our primary objective should be to manifest the right belief in the first place. Unless and until right belief manifest, there is no spiritual progress. The journey doesn't begin only. Okay. So first and foremost would be our target to eradicate faith deluding karma. So unless and until how it affects us, we cannot eradicate it. So we are understanding it right now. So Pratibhaji, you only begin.
Jiva's condition due to the rise of darshan moha, faith deluding karma. Owing to the rise of darshan moha, the disposition of perverse belief, mithyatva bhav, is caused, due to which this jiva believes the tattva's substance contrary to their nature in the form of erroneous ascertainment. He does not believe as they are, but believes as they are not. A mass of immaterial Pradesha spatial units, possessors of the celebrated knowledge, etc., attributes, and an eternal substance is the self, soul, and the mass of material matter substances, devoid of celebrated knowledge, etc., attributes which are newly associated such bodies, etc. Pudgals are the non-self, non-soul, and in their association, the jiva assumes various types of bodily modification like that of human beings, animals, etc. In those bodily modifications, the jiva holds the feelings of I-ness or oneness, cannot discriminate between the self and the non-self. Whatever bodily form of modification he obtains, the same modification he treats as to be the self. Further, in that modification, the knowledge, etc., are his own attributes, and the attachments, etc., are the impure alien dispositions produced due to instrumentality of karmas and complexion, etc., are the attributes of the bodies, etc. Pudgals and the various changes that takes place of atomic particles and complexion, etc., in the body, etc., are the modification of matter, Pudgals. He identifies all these modifications as to be his own nature. The discrimination between the nature of the self and the non-self cannot be possible. And in the human, etc., embodied modifications, the association of family, wealth, etc., is met with. These are clearly different from the self and they do not act or modify under one's control. Even then, he feels mineness in them, that these are mine. They in no way become his own. He himself considers them as his own by his own belief. Further, on acquiring human, etc., embodied modification, he sometimes believes the self imagined false nature of the deity, etc., or of the tattvas, substance, etc., but does not believe in their true nature as they really are. Thus, owing to this rise of darshan, moha, faith deluding karma, the disposition of perverse belief in the form of non substantial faith is caused in this jiva, where its rise is found intense, a more perverse faith contrary to true faith is caused. When its
Hmm.
rise is feeble,
Hmm.
then less perverse faith contrary to true faith is caused.
Yeah. Stop. So you see, when there is a rise of faith deluding karma, these are the conditions that happens. First and foremost is like it is concerning our belief. Okay, what we believe, and that is very important. Whatever we studies we are doing this Jinvani, only one purpose, to change our belief. Now, to change our belief means in what sense? That whatever belief that we have formed due to our past experience and whatever is written in the scripture, there is a difference between that. So we have to align our belief according to what is mentioned in the scriptures. Okay. So then our belief is right. So we have a checking point here, that if you believe yourself to be a soul or a body, so you say I am a body, then your belief is wrong. Now you say I am a soul. Okay, you may say I am a soul, but do you believe you are to be a soul? Okay. Now you say, no, yeah, I am a soul and I believe to be a soul. Okay. Then if you believe to be a soul, then what is your function? So you said, I'm doing all that, from morning to evening, I'm doing work and work only. You are asking me what is my function? So no, that is not your function. Your function is just to know. You are not doing anything. So we come to the 4 pillars of delusion. What are the 4 pillars of delusion? To be discussed in the, just now Pratibha ji read few paragraphs. So two pillars are already there, if you can make out, and other 2 you have to mention. Anybody can try. Pratibha ji, you must remember. Payal, what are the 4 pillars of delusion?
A wrong belief?
Wrong belief is delusion. Now
Or
tell
it
me,
is delusion?
yeah,
Okay.
now this wrong belief is resting on 4 pillars.
The passion.
No. Rekha is there?
Sir, we did it the other day.
Tell.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bangla, Mangal.
Two we discussed just now. Pratibha ji read now, just 2 of it. You can make out, and once you make out 2, you can make out other 2 also. It's all very simple.
Is it confusion between self and non-self?
Pardon?
Confusion between self and non-self.
No. So oneness, mineness, doership, and enjoyership. Okay. Ekatva, ekatva buddhi, mamatva buddhi, kartutva buddhi, and bhoktutva buddhi. So like here in this paragraph, the second paragraph, the let's just read it through. So the first paragraph, it shows that owing to the rise of darshan moh, the disposition of perverse belief. What happens? Due to the rise of faith deluding karma, the belief system is affected. We have perverse belief. So from when we are having perverse belief? From time immemorial, we are having perverse belief. Soul is existing from time immemorial, and perverse belief along with the soul is also existing from time immemorial. Now, what is there since time immemorial? Not this birth, past birth, infinite birth before we have done. Soul is eternal. So it is not that soul born, soul has got a birth 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, lakh years ago. No, it is eternal. We were in Nigod for a very big time. And every 6 months and 8 days, 608 come out that we are just read few weeks ago, right? And we are one of the luckiest one who came out of one sense being, Nigod. And then we got another one sensed life. Then we got 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. So this is not the first time that we have got it. We have done this journey infinite times because soul is eternal. So there is no beginning. So when there is no beginning, where you can find this? But in all the time that we are existing, this belief of oneness with other substance, mindness with other substance, doership of other substance, and enjoying other substance. This has been happening since time immemorial, no starting. Okay. So beginningless time, from beginningless time, we are into this kind of belief. Okay. So that is the main cause of delusion. So due to the rise of this faith deluding karma, jiva believes, the soul believes the tattvas, the 7 fundamental elements, contrary to their nature, in the form of erroneous ascertainment. He does not believe as they are, but believes as they are not. Now, this is in one line, everything is summed up. He does not believe as they are, but believes as they are not. Okay. So now they are giving the definition of soul and matter. A mass of immaterial pradesh, amurtik pradeshon ka punj, okay, possessor of celebrated knowledge, etc., ज्ञान आदि अनंत गुणों का पिंड, etc., attributes, okay, and an eternal substance, anadi anant, is the self, soul. I am an eternal substance. I am a possessor of knowledge, perception, etc., infinite attributes, and I am a mass of immaterial pradesh, which is called spatial units, amurtik pradesh. So how many amurtik pradesh do we have, Himali? How many immaterial pradesh do we have?
It's infinite.
Yes, it is asankyat, innumerable, okay, asankyat. And that will remain as it is. When we were in Nigod, we were having same. We are here now, same amount of pradesh. And when we get liberated, it all be also remains same. There is no changes in that. Okay.
Sir, but they reduce in size as compared to.
That is a quality that they can expand and contract. So when we go into a, say, when we assume a modification of elephant, this innumerable spatial units, they expand, and when we get a birth in a life of a say ant, it gets so much contracted. That do happens, but the number of pradesh remains constant. Okay, so I am a mass of immaterial pradesh, that is spatial units, possessor of the celebrated knowledge, etc. Celebrated, actually it is in Hindi Prasiddh, because Gyan is always existing, no? So that was in Hindi, it is written Prasiddh Gyan Adik. So knowledge, etc. attributes. So I am a possessor of infinite knowledge, etc. attributes, and an eternal substance. No beginning of mine and no end of mine. So now we have two choices. Either we keep on transmigrating in the fourth state of existence, or we get liberated, because soul is not going to be destroyed or die, right? It never dies. So there are only two options. Either you keep on transmigrating. If you feel, no, this is a very good life, it's good that we revisit different places in different species. Okay, you want to become an ant, you want to become a cat, you want to become a hellish being, right? So the choice is there. You can transmigrate, and you will keep on transmigrating. There is no end to it. Okay, and we have been doing that. It is not the first time that we have got a human birth, but we have been getting this birth since infinite times, right? And the other option is you just understand, remove your wrong belief, okay, and manifest right belief, get into the path of liberation and get liberated. It could be very fast. You can get liberated in the next birth itself. So are you ready for that journey? You know, a few years ago, there was a advertisement in the newspaper that those who want to go to Mars, you know, Mars, planet Mars, they give your applications. So they received many applications in lakhs of rupees. But there was a condition that there is no chance of you, there is a chance that you may not come back. Are you ready? And still people applied for that post, and out of which few are selected and they are being given training and they will hopefully go to Mars, you know. But that was the condition, that there is no guarantee that you can return, because it is all first time experimental basis. We never know what will happen, right? But still people opted for those options. Now here our acharyas, our tirthankars are giving an option that still you want to transmigrate in fourth state of existence, or you want to get liberated. Choice is yours. So if you say you want to get liberated, then you have to get rid of this faith deluding karma. That is the first step in the path of spiritual development. Okay. So
Sir,
you
what is
identify
faith
yourself.
deluding karma?
Faith deluding is darshan monia karma.
Means having blind faith on something.
No. Darshan monia karma. Darshan monia, see, monia karma has got two divisions, darshan mo and charitra mo. Because of darshan mo, perverse belief is there. And because of charitra mo, the passions are erupting.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is first, the attack should be on the belief system. So whatever are the facts, what is the nature of things, that you have to understand, and you have to align your belief according to that, and then you become a right believer. Okay. So this line again I am repeating. He does not believe as they are, but believes as they are not. This is the problem. Now to solve this problem, we have to read this Jinvani and get rid of delusion first. So four pillars of delusions are oneness, like body. So we have oneness with body. I am good looking, I am bad looking, I am tall, I am short, I am fat, I am thin. What is this? You are a soul. You are not a body, but you identify yourself with body, right? So this is called oneness, ekatva buddhi. They are two different substances. I am a soul substance and body is a matter substance. And you believe yourself to be a body, right? So this is the first part of delusion, the oneness with other substances. Then the second part, like in this in this life, we have got our family, okay, our house, our car, our business, all this we have mindness in that. This is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Don't touch this is mine, this is mine. Right? We always do, we talk in that manner. No problem in talking, but do you believe it? It is yours. Because we see person dying and the body remains here and the soul goes away. Right? So these are not mine, but you believe to be mine. So there is a problem. Okay. Then all the time, oneness and mineness is still okay. But doership, now this is the most difficult one, because how many times in a day, Himali, do you remember that this is my house? Anytime thought comes that this is my house, this is my son, this is my husband, nothing. But how many times a day you do, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. How many times you do it? That's why, you know, in Samay Sarji Granth, Acharya Kunkund Dev had to write one special chapter for this doership, Karta Karma Adhikar. It is one of the biggest chapter in Samay Sar, and not Acharya Dev was not satisfied with that. After completing all the chapters, he came back to this chapter again in the form of Sarva Vishuddha Gyan Adhikar. And there again he discussed the doership problem. Because this is very deep rooted doership. All the times I am doing this, I am doing this, Himali do that, Himali do this. We have been just like our mind has been such developed in that manner that we always believe that I am doing this, I am doing this. I am reading, I am studying, I am doing this, I am doing this all the time. So it has got a very deep rooted effect. And for that, we need to study very intensely. Then this wrong belief will go away. When there is a hammering of correct facts on a daily basis, continuous basis, gradually the wrong belief will go away. Gradually. It is not that you just throw a bomb and the wrong belief will go away. It's not. It's a long process. How long it could be? It could be 10 births, it could be 20 births, it could be 50 births, and it could be immediately. Why you are saying immediately? Because we don't know how much we have done earlier, you know, we don't know. But somehow we are got the right connections now. If we study properly, we can do it just in a moment, because it takes only one moment to change the belief, you know. 1 moment ago, there was false belief modification. And the next moment, it is a right belief modification. 1 moment. To change, it takes 1 moment only. Okay. To get rid of Charitramonia karma, it takes time. But to get into right belief, it takes 1 moment only. But before that, there is a process, work in progress, and that we are in. Yeah, Amitaji, what is your question?
So, sir, I would like suggestions on what to think when the doership happens in the mind.
So
if
things
all
are
my
very
classmates
simple.
can also give
Things
me
are very
some
simple.
ideas.
You have only 3 steps to follow.
Hmm.
All the problems, one solution. First is you read Jinwani very seriously. Okay. The second part is you contemplate. Now here we read one line. He does not believe as they are. Who is this he? I myself. I don't believe as they are, but believe as they are not. Now this one line. Okay. You just pause there. Okay. And think. I believe this house to be mine. Is it mine? You put logics behind it, that when I am dead, I go away. This house remains here. This family members remains here. This car will remain here. These assets, bank balance, everything will be here. And I am here for a very short period of time. How much is this short period of time? You know, Acharya has given example. Just as you blink your eye, that much is our whole Manushya Paryay. Human life is that much only. You may say that it is 70 years, 80 years. Now people's average lifespan is 73. Okay. But it is just a blink. Just a blink compared to the time we are in this universe. Okay. So this human life is very short. And now where you are spending your time, right? That is very important. So first step is you read Jinwani. How much time you get? Okay. So at least it is recommended 2 to 4 hours. Okay. So you said that I am so busy, I have to go to a job and these and that. So okay, 1 hour. Even I don't have 1 hour time. So how much you have? The 30 minutes. Okay, you start with 30 minutes. And gradually you will develop interest and that will go on increasing. Because this is the one thing that is very important for us. If we miss this opportunity, we never know when we will get again a human birth and then again a Jain family, and again in a Jain family we have to get to the right gods, true scriptures and true preceptor. And then if we get all these, there would be someone to make us understand, right? So all these associations that we have got right now are the rarest of rare. Okay. So your first primary objective was to be get into the studies of this. You study on your own every day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour. And if you are very lucky enough, you don't do any job, you have more hours for you, 4 hours, 6 hours, and you will see that gradually your delusion will go away. Okay, gradually. Then the second part, very important, is after reading, you should contemplate, think on that. Okay. And the third part is you have to arrive at a conclusion, decision. This is the most important part. Beyond that, no effort goes. There is no other effort beyond that. Okay. Only 3 steps: reading, contemplating, and concluding. That's all. That is what you can do intentionally, and everything happens else automatically. Okay. Yeah, Amita ji. Again.
Sorry, sir. My question was that all day long, my thoughts are, I have to do this, or I need to do this, or I need to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where what kind of thought process will help me.
Okay. So the thoughts are not in our control. Okay. It is happening automatically. Our identity is we are only a knower. So you are knowing the thoughts. It is not that you are doing the thoughts. Okay. And it is not that you can change the thoughts. And it is not that you have to think on those lines. Although the instructions may be there in Jinwani that do this and do that, do that, do that. But there is no way you can do anything. Okay. So what is there is that instead of taking tension that what should I do, I'm giving you a very simple solution that you read Jinwani. You forget about whatever thoughts coming. Okay. It is coming on its own. We are not the doer of that thoughts. Okay. And we don't have oneness with the thoughts, and that thoughts are not mine. So oneness, mindness, doership, and enjoyership. These are the 4 pillars of delusion. And while you read Jinwani, every time the acharyas or the scholars will connect you to yourself, that you are a mass of immaterial pradesh, spatial units, possessor of celebrated knowledge, etc., attributes, possessor of infinite attributes like knowledge, perception, bliss, etc., etc., and an eternal substance. Okay, you are the eternal substance. You are going to be there since time immemorial. You are there and you are going to be there since infinite time. Okay, this is your existence. So we have to connect ourselves to this existence, which acharyas are telling us that you are this, you are this. Then you might say that I believe that I am Amita. So you have to change that belief. Although if someone asks you what is your name, you should say Amita. That is a conventional thing. But in your belief system, you have to believe that I am a soul. I am a pure soul. I am complete in myself. Now, these are the things that if you read, then automatically it will follow in your thought process. And when it follows in your thought process, when it gets something very prominent in your thought process, then comes the decision making power. Okay. So we have only 3 steps to follow. Whatever questions you asked me, the solution will come from here only. You read what you should read. You are into the best course, Parmagam honors course. It is so nicely structured. You know what you can do is, no, you can again start reading Vitrag Vigyan 1, 2, 3. You will start again reading Tattvagyan 1, 2. You can start reading Das Lakshan Dharm. You can start reading this Moksh Marg Prakashak, what we have covered so far. Just keep on repeating this. Over a period of 5 years, you do this course with very sincere interest, and everything will automatically get transformed, because this is the only way. In Pravachan Sarji, Acharya Kunkun says, what is the first process? So what is the first step that we should do? I think the verse number is 83. Pehle mein pehle agam ka abhyas. Agam ka abhyas means Jinvani, read Jinvani. Okay. So once you read it, then automatically it will guide your thought process. Right? We are not the doer of thought process, but while we read Jinvani intentionally, automatically our thought process will be there. I will tell you, you see a horror movie, Himali, and next day what thoughts you will have? Those thoughts only. Because this is the general tendency, which is general psychology. So whatever you feed in your mind, that only is going to come to you as a manifestation. Okay. So we read Jinvani, and all the time our manifestations will be according to the nature of things that the Acharyas have depicted. Okay. So I am this self soul, and the mass of material matter substance, devoid of celebrated knowledge, etc., devoid of knowledge, perception, etc., attributes, which are newly associated, such bodies, etc., Pudgals. So there is the distinction. Okay. I am the soul, and this body is Pudgal, are the non-self, non-soul entities. So you have to discriminate between 2 things only. One part is always the soul, and the other part keeps on changing. Sometimes it is the body, sometimes it is the family, sometimes it is the wealth that we possess. So we have different objects coming in as a non-self identity, non-self entity. Okay. Self entity is always the one thing, that I am myself a self, soul. Okay. So this is the way how you practice descriptive knowledge. And in their association, the Jiva assumes various types of bodily modifications, like that of human beings, animal, hell, heavenly being, all this. Okay. In those bodily modifications, the Jiva holds the feeling of I-ness, oneness. Now this is the first pillar of delusion. Cannot discriminate between the self and non-self. Again, this is a problem because of delusion. You cannot discriminate. Whatever bodily form of modification he obtains, the same modification he treats as to be the self. Okay, as to be the self. Further in that modification, this is the second paragraph. So in this paragraph, we have considered the difference from the point of view of substance. The next paragraph, they will discuss from the point of view of attributes, the difference between the soul and matter. They are discussing, they have taken one thing only, soul and matter. Why not medium of rest, medium of motion, space and time? Because this is the nearest one where we get always involved, with the body. Okay. So they have taken Pudgal as a case study for practicing descriptive knowledge. So in the next, you will see mindness. Okay. The second paragraph, which is regarding attributes. Further in that modification, the knowledge, etc., are his own attributes. And the attachment, etc., are the impure alien dispositions produced due to the instrumentality of karmas. So this impure disposition, okay, are produced due to the instrumentality of karmas. That automatically proves that it is not your nature. It has been forced upon you because of karma. So karmas act as an instrumental cause, and here the modification is happening in the soul itself. But these are not the nature of the soul. These are impure disposition. Okay. So there is one knowledge, etc., attributes is one part, and the other part is attachments, etc., impure disposition produced due to the instrument of karmas, and complexions, etc., are the attributes of the bodies. Now, what is the attributes of the body? Complexions, etc. That means touch, taste, smell, and touch, taste, smell, varna means
Hearing.
the object that you see through eyes. Okay.
Eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So attributes of the body, etc., pudgals, and the various changes that take place of atomic particles and complexions, etc., in the body are the modifications of the matter. Okay. So they are just discussing the two substances. He identifies all these modification as to be his own nature. Okay. The discrimination between the nature of the self and non-self cannot be possible. Okay. So this is the second part. Now coming on to the third part. So in the first paragraph, we discussed between the differences from the point of view of substance. The second paragraph that we just finished now was from the point of view of attributes. Now the third, this one, and in the human, now we will consider the difference from the point of view of modification. Okay. And in the human, etc., embodied modification. The present life is ours, is human life. The association of family, wealth, etc., is met with, etc. So you will consider all your possession in the etc. family, wealth, etc. Okay. These are clearly different from the self. You are a soul substance, and these are clearly different from the self, and they do not act or modify under one's control. They are independent, right? And you believe that your son should follow you. You believe that your son should follow your instructions, and he acts otherwise. So you are all the time manifesting passions, passions, passions. Angry, 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 scolding all the time. Do this, that, do this, do that, do this. You know. So this is under the influence of delusion. Why you are doing such things? Influence of delusion. When the delusion will go away, you will stop talking? No. We are talking from the belief system point of view. You will still say your son, please read. But internally, the strength has gone, because now you believe that he is an independent entity. Although I have attachment to him, so I am telling him to do the homework. I don't tell my neighbor's son to do the homework. Why? Because I don't have attachment to that. So whatever is there with us as an attachment, we will always say something to them. But the belief system is that they are independent. They are not going to work according to me. Okay. So now you already know, and if they don't do it according to you, you don't get upset now. Earlier you were scolding that I gave you this homework and why did you do it? And now you are not scolding. Beta, you do it. No problem. I'll get you a new bicycle. You do this homework. You finish this course and I'll give you this. So now you act in a different manner, you know. So all these changes will come with the change in the belief system. So we are just aiming at change in the belief system. That is our first priority, first target. Okay. So, and in the human embodied modification, the association of family wealth is met with it. These are clearly different from the self, and they do not act or modify under one's control. Even then, he feels mindness in them that these are mine. They in no way become his own. Okay, these are not mine. So oneness, and now we have encountering mineness. Okay, they have discussed two only, but when you have oneness in something, you have mineness in that also, you have doership of that also, and you become an enjoyer of that also. All these four exist simultaneously. If one is gone, the other three will be gone. If they exist, they are four, always four together, and if they go away, they will all go four away together. Because the underlying theme is that you have to practice the science of discrimination between the self and the non-self. And we do that from 4 parameters: oneness, mindness, doership, and enjoyership. Okay. He himself considers them as his own by his own belief. Okay. You are considering them as his own by his own belief. Further, on acquiring human, etc., embodied modification, he sometimes believes the self-imagined false nature of the deity, etc. Now, what is this false nature of the deity, etc.? Can anyone tell me what is this deity, etc.? Dev Shastra Guru. Okay. The limitations in English is so much. He sometimes believes the self-imagined false nature of the deity, etc. So, etc. is Dev, Shastra. Deity is Dev, then Shastra is scripture, and Guru is the preceptor. And or of the tattvas. Now, this tattvas is 7 fundamental elements: Jeev, Ajeev, Asrav, Bandh, Samvad, Nirjara, Moksha. But does not believe in their true nature as they really are. But they don't believe in their true nature. So this is only the problem. 2 problems only. First is we are wrong in believing the understanding the true nature of Dev Shastra Guru, and the second part is the 7 fundamentals. Now again, this also both the belief in true Dev Shastra Guru is the first step. The second is believing the true 7 fundamentals as they are. Okay. The third step would be to discriminate between the self and the non-self. And the fourth is believing in the self. Now, all these 4 characteristics are again, it exists simultaneously. Okay. We discuss it one by one because there is a limitation in talking. But it exists simultaneously and it goes away also simultaneously. Okay. But the 7 fundamentals that has been highlighted, okay, because the soul can connect to this very easily. That's why it is being highlighted as a characteristics, but the other 3 are also the characteristics. The first one is the Dev Shastra Guru, true God, true scriptures, and true preceptor. The second is the 7 fundamentals, true belief about the 7 fundamentals. Then the third is knowing the self and the non-self as they are. And the fourth is believing in ourselves. Atma Shraddha. Okay. Total Malji, if you want to read this 4 characteristics, I will give you the page number. It is in the 9th chapter. Only 1-2 paragraphs you read it. I think this will be very clear to you. I'll just mention the page number in some time. Thus, owing to the rise of darshan moha, faith deluding karma, the disposition of perverse belief in the form of non-substantial faith is caused in this jiva, where its rise is found intense. A more perverse faith contrary or to true faith is caused. A more perverse faith contrary to true faith is caused. That means this delusion also keeps on going up and down. Sometimes it is so high that you get indulged in false God, false scriptures, and false preceptor. Somebody says that you go there in Mahavirji and you will get good money. So you go there. Why? Because you are under the influence of intense delusion. And when the delusion is very mild, that is the time you come in touch with Jinvani. To understand this, who I am, what is my true identity, what are my functions, why this life is shaping up in this way. All these questions comes to a seeker. Okay. Yeah, any questions, Madhuji? Okay.
No, sir.
You were asking something?
No.
Okay, you keep on mute, huh? Because sometimes you talk to your family members, then we get disturbed. So you always should keep on mute, and whenever you want to ask, you can unmute and ask, and then again put it on mute. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I didn't see that actually.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I know.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thus, owing to the rise of darshan moha, faith during the disposition of perverse belief in the form of non-substantial faith is caused in this jiva. Okay. Where its rise is found intense, a more perverse faith contrary to true belief is caused. When the rise is feeble, then less perverse faith contrary to faith is caused. So now, last example to explain this delusion. You know how the delusion goes away? You know, if you take such a big rope and you start cutting it, does it get cuts in one stroke? No, you have to keep on doing like this. And gradually the threads will get separated. Till that the last thread is there, till it is mithyatva, delusion. And when the last also gets detached, then it is right belief. Okay. So we are in that category where we have already started doing it because we have got access to true God, true scriptures, true preceptor. We have made a commitment of 5 years to study this Jinvani. Now, who in this world will have interest in this? Very few people. How many Parmagam students are there right now? Around 2000. Okay. And how many population is there in the world? Because this is a global course. We have people from UK, US, everyone studying here, of course. So, how many population in the world? 700, 800 billions people. And out of this, only 2000 are studying intentionally. Then we have other mumukshus in the community. But those, they do study, but nobody goes such deep. The questions where they are, the assignments that you do, all this leads you to not to very professional kind of systematic study that we are undergoing through. Okay. So, so that example of that rope, you're cutting the rope, so it will go gradually. Your job is to everyday study, contemplate, and arrive at a decision. Yeah, Arunji.
Sir, I have a question. So the example which you gave, I mean, see, that is something very true, which I see that, people, they visit a particular religious place like Mahavirji or something, like, when they are in trouble or like, having some belief, "Yeah, I'll
Right,
do this
right,
and
right,
then it'll
right,
happen."
right,
Correct.
correct.
But then otherwise, why do people, go out of their comfort zone from their specific city into another city to visit a particular Tirthan? Because Arihant and Siddh, like, I mean, we do have Jain temples in our own city as well near our home.
Right,
Then why
right,
do I
right.
need to visit
So,
Mahavirji or
yeah,
anything?
like, whoever comes to Bombay, they do visit Juhu Beach. Okay. And while they go to Juhu Beach, where is Amitabh's bungalow? They will
Right.
always ask. Whoever comes, I was into Parla, there was a Pratishtha in 2014 in a Ville Parle, new temple has come up. And all the people, we were putting them on hotels and guest houses over there only, in Ville Parle only. Okay. So a family of 4 came and 2 kids were there, and I was just accommodating, I'm taking them to that place of their there. And the 2 sons, hardly 12, 13 and 15, maybe like that. And they both were discussing, there is Amitabh's bungalow over there. And they were asking the driver, Kidhar hai? And the driver knows everything because he was from that area. So यहाँ अमिताभ रहता है, यहाँ शत्रुघ्न रहता है, यहाँ this रहता है, that रहता है. And they were so interested in, while coming back, they remembered each location. That is the level of interest that we have, just because he is an idol for us. Similarly, the Tirthan are the places where these Tirthankars have done their sadhana. These are the places where Tirthankars have been liberated, they have been born, they have acquired Samyak Darshan over there. So these are the places of interest to us. Why do we go to Samyak Sikar? Because 20 Tirthankars got liberated from there, and infinite monks got liberated from there. Why we go to Sonagiri? Because there again, Samosaran came there for 16 times. 16 times Samosaran. Can you imagine Bhagwan Mahavir coming over here and giving instruction to you that, oh Arun, you are the pure soul. You will soon get liberated.
Right, sir. See, I
So
can relate
few,
to
yeah.
what you are
Now
saying.
I'll tell you one. What would be a practical way? So whenever we go to a pilgrim visit, we go there for a long period. Like if we go to Sikharji, we'll stay there for 1 month. But generally people what do know? They go to Sikharji for 2 days, 3 days, then they go to Pawapuri, then they go to, so they all the time they are traveling because they
Right.
don't have interest to study. So when you develop an interest to study, then your temple near you is as good as Sikharji.
Correct.
So instead of spending so much of time and money after this, why don't you spend time in Jinwani? Study for 12 hours a day. When I was working, Sunday was a holiday to me only. Saturday also we were working. So Sunday I used to study 6 to 8 hours. That was my rule. In the evening I would take my wife and kids to wherever we want to go. But from morning to noon, I would study minimum 6 hours a day. You know, and during daily routine, I used to get up at 5 o'clock, and before 10, I used to not open my mobile. I used to come to my place by 10 o'clock from Mandirji, and then only any other activity. Because I was a businessman. So I will decide my timings, what I want to do and what I want to work for, what I don't want to work for. So everything is in your hand. You have to make your choices, that's it. So going to a Tirth place is very common to a mumukshu, okay? Just because we idealize these people, and we would like to know where they were living and where they from got liberated and where they were born. So it's just simple place of interest for us, any mumukshu, any seeker.
Right. So, sir, see, the next thing is like, I have seen people like in my family as well that, every month they visit Mahavirji, right?
Okay.
I mean, they start in the evening, they come back by next day night. So that is of no use, correct?
So like thing is that you have to again understand the why it is happening like that, because of ignorance. So
Ignorance
first,
and mithya, right?
also ignorance is mithyatva. So from the knowledge point of view, we call it ignorance, and from the belief point of view, we call it delusion. Same words, okay, having
Right.
two different meaning. Agyan and
Sir,
mithya are same thing.
we also have a different perspective on this.
What
महावीर
perspective?
जी का एक अपना महत्व है, वहां पे जो
हाँ,
अतिशय उसका अपना महत्व है, हर तीर्थ स्थान पे
लेकिन
अपने
आप
अरिहंत
पैसे के लिए जाओगे, then it's a wrong purpose.
कहीं पे आप उनका जन्म हुआ है, कहीं पे उनका मोक्ष
हाँ,
हुआ है, कहीं पे I mean how can we say this is not mithya, sir, please.
this is not mithyatva I'm telling. I'm saying it's generally interest is there always. I just gave
Right.
you an
See,
example of Amitabh Bachchan. So
correct.
going to a
Mithya
religious
is like,
place is
when
not.
you have a different reason of visiting a tirth place. That is the
Right.
mithya we are
There,
talking
yeah,
about. We are not
yeah.
saying that visiting that place is a mithya. No, no,
No,
no.
no, no, not
See, I
not
mean,
visiting that place.
With a
one
specific
example of
selfish
mithya,
purpose, then it is mithya.
right? One example of mithya is like, you buy a car or a house and then you say, "Ab mujhe Mahavirji jana hai." So that is what I'm trying to say. That is something wrong, and we shouldn't believe in such kind of acts. That is
So
what I'm
like
coming to.
if you read Jinwani, all your wrong belief will go, but it will take some time. Okay. So patiently we are on to just second year now. Okay. So just wait for 2.5 years. Everything fundamental will be cleared, and then you will always have a decision with you what to do and what not to do. Okay. So we do visit, and I also visit. I just recently went to Sikharji for 1 month. I was there for 1 month. So different people have different kinds of interest and different kinds of hobbies. So that will differ. You cannot match anybody's audik bhav. Okay. But the thing is that you have to come to the correct understanding. That is important. To get rid of delusion, you have to come to the correct understanding. And while these kind of problems will be infinite, because there are infinite kind of people and there are infinite kinds of problems, but solution is one. To remove delusion is the first thing that we need to do, and to remove delusion, you have to study Jinwani, you have to understand it, you have to contemplate it, and you have to arrive at a conclusion or decision. Okay. Now we move on to the next one. Jiva's condition due to the rise of Charitra Moh. So because of Charitra Moh, what happens? The passions. How many types of passions are there? 25. Okay. So 4 major passions: anger, pride, deceit, greed. 4, and there are 4 levels: Anantanubandhi, Apratyakhan, Pratyakhan, Sanjwalan. 16 passions are these major passions, and there are 9 quasi passions. Okay. Out of this 25, 13 are related to attachment, 12 are related to aversion. Okay. So Krodh, so anger and pride are related to aversion. Deceit and greed are related to attachment. So 16 gone, now 9. So the first one is hasya, laughter. Okay. So laughter is a attachment. Okay. Hasya, then rati. Rati is liking. So liking is again an attachment. Arati. Arati means disliking. So that is again a aversion. Okay. Hasya, rati, arati. Sok, bhai, jugupsha. Okay. So shok, yeah. So shok is sorrow. Okay. So sorrow is aversion. Bhai is fear, is again an aversion. And jugupsha, disgust, is again an aversion. Okay. So aversion is 12 complete. Now the three types of sex passions, these are attachments. So that makes it 13 and 12. 13 are attachments and 12 are aversions. So we are going to discuss this 25 passions. When there is a rise of anger passion in the soul's modification, what are the conditions that a soul undergoes through? Similarly, each passions, what are the conditions that a soul undergoes, that we are going to discuss in this very important one. Just be there, we are going to read it. Okay. So Arun, you only start reading. And you just call me after the class. I want to discuss something with you regarding the assignments. Okay.
Sure,
So,
sir.
yeah.
When Jiva indulges in passions due to the rise of Charitra Moha,
Hmm.
conduct deluding karma, then even knowingly and seeingly involves himself in anger, etc., believing the other objects beneficial and harmful. Due to the rise of anger passion, believing other objects to be harmful, the Jiva wishes evil of them. When some temple, etc., inanimate objects appear to be disagreeable, then he wants to damage them by way of breaking and destroying, etc. And when the foes, etc., animate objects appear to be bad, then he wishes evil of them by inflicting pain through killing, chaining, or beating, etc. And if he himself or the other living and non living objects get modified in some form which he doesn't like them, he wishes ill of that modification by turning it into other form. Thus, the desire of wishing ill of others is caused due to the rise of anger passion, but its harm depends on destiny. And on rise of pride passion, believing other objects to be harmful, he desires to undermine it and desires to extol himself. Due to the feeling of dislike and disrespect in excreta, dust, etc., inanimate objects, he desires these to remain inferior and self to remain superior. And by bending and keeping under his control, he wishes other people, etc., animate substances to remain inferior and self to remain superior. And for establishing one's own superiority in the world by decorating the body and spending money and other such acts, he desires others to remain inferior and himself to become superior. And if someone performs more commendable act in comparison to his own act, then he tries to prove it inferior through some means and wants to show his inferior act as superior. Thus, owing to pride passion, the desires to establish one's own superiority arises, but achieving superiority depends on destiny. And on rise of deceit passion, believing other objects to be beneficial, he desires to achieve it through various fraudulent ways. He indulges in various types of frauds by obtaining jewels, gold, etc., inanimate things, and for acquiring women, male, female servants, etc., animate objects. For the purpose of cheating, he assumes different poses and changes the condition of other animate and inanimate objects. Through such form of deception, he wants to accomplish his goal. Thus, owing to the deceit passion, one commits fraud for the accomplishment of one's goal, but accomplishment of cherished goal depends on destiny. And on rise of greed passion, believing other objects to be beneficial, he desires to obtain them. The avarice of clothes, ornaments, wealth and grains, etc., inanimate objects is induced, and avarice of wife, sons, etc., animate objects is induced. Further, believing some particular modification to be beneficial to self or to other animate inanimate objects, he wants to change them into that form or modification. Thus, owing to greed passion, the desire of obtaining beneficial objects is induced, but obtaining beneficial objects depends on destiny. Thus, due to rise of anger, etc., passions, the soul undergoes alien modifications. These passions, kashayas, are of four kinds. Anantanubandhi, intense type of anger, pride, deceit, and greed passion. Apratyaksha Navran, intense type of passions. Pratyaksh Navaran, intense type of passions. Intenser, first, second one was intenser type of passions, and third is intense type of passions. Samjvalana, mild, gleaming passion. The passions on rise of which right belief and self-absorption conduct cannot be evolved in the soul are called Anantanubandhi Kashai. Those passions on rise of which the partial right conduct, Desha Charitra, is not involved and even partial abstinence cannot be observed are called Apratyaksha Navaran Kashai. And those passions on rise of which complete right conduct, Sakal Charitra, is not involved and complete abstinence cannot be observed are called Pratyaksh Navaran Kashai. And those passions on rise of which transgression continue, evolving in Sakal Charitra and hence perfect conduct, Yatha Kyata Charitra, cannot be evolved are called Samajvalna Kashai. In beginningless, mundane existence of jivas, continuous rise of all these four passions is found. There, when the passion is intense in the form of Krishna Lesha, black thought coloration, and when the passion is feeble in the form of Shukla Lesha, white thought coloration, and incessant rise of all those four passions is found existing in both the conditions. Because the divisions of Anantanubandhi, etc., passions are not from the viewpoint of their being intense or feeble, but are from the viewpoint of obliterating samyaktva, right belief, etc., on intense rise of fruition of those karmic species, intense anger, etc., alien dispositions are caused, and on feeble rise of fruition of these species of karmas, feeble anger, etc., are caused. Further, on attaining the right path of liberation, the rise of last three, two, and one species out of these four kinds of conduct deluding karma is found, and afterwards all the four get destroyed in the end. Further, out of anger, etc., four passions, the rise of only one passion is found in one unit of time. Also, these passions have mutual cause and effect relationship. Anger turns into pride, etc. Pride turns into anger, etc. That is why sometimes the difference is recognized and sometimes it is not recognized. This is to be known as the passional form of modification.
Stop.
Further,
Stop. So we have discussed only four passions and multiplied there by four levels, 16 passions we discussed. And the next paragraph, we will be discussing the 9 quasi passions. Okay. Now this 16 passions. Okay. Out of this, we are just discussing one aversion. The first one, that is the anger. Okay. So anger is aversion. Okay. It's a kind of aversion passion. Now, due to the rise of anger passion, what the soul undergoes, believing other objects to be harmful. Now here again, so as we discussed in this chapter only, that it is everywhere it is said that passion is the cause of our sorrow. But actually it is the delusion along with passion that it means. Okay. So don't forget the word delusion. Wherever the discussion is on passions, you have to believe it that delusion, passions with delusion is the cause of sorrow. And when the delusion goes away, the majority of your sorrow has gone. So whatever passions are left, they are anyways causing grief in ourselves, but the weightage is very less. Okay. So delusion is the biggest one. So now, believing other objects to be harmful. Now this line, this simple words, believing other objects to be harmful. Now can you tell me where is the delusion here in these four words? Believing other objects to be harmful.
so believing
Yeah, believing. Believing is right, but what believing?
that something is harmful.
And reality is what?
Reality is it is all based on our karmas. If something is not,
No object in the universe is harmful or beneficial. Object is object. You have made it, you have considered it beneficial because because of your attachment. Because of your wrong belief, you feel this is beneficial, and because of your wrong belief, you believe this is harmful. Whether in reality there is no harmful and beneficial object in the universe. Okay. So due to the rise of anger passion, believing other objects to be harmful, although it is because of anger passion, but the underlying theme is that there is delusion also existing. That's why is believing to be harmful. Okay. The jiva wishes ill evil of them. Okay. When some temple, etc., inanimate object as he appear to be disagreeable, okay, then he wants to damage them. You know, India Pakistan match and somebody losing and then somebody breaking the TV. It has come many times in the newspaper. So people get so much frustrated, so much in anger that they break the TV itself. So when something is appears to be disagreeable, then he wants to damage them by way of breaking and destroying, etc. And when the foes, etc., animate object appear. So this was about inanimate object like television. And when the foes, etc., animate objects appear to be bad, then he wishes evil of them by inflicting pain through killing, chaining, or beating, etc. Okay. So first of all, the wrong belief. The second step is the anger in his mind. And when that anger becomes intense, it reflects on his speech, either he's abusing or something like that. And then it comes to the action through body, like killing, chaining, beating, you know. So, so this is how the passions spread. First level, it comes into the mind. Now, a person having a right belief, if he will have anger, what he will think? Anger has come just because he believes that someone is harming him. So, right believer, what he will think? There is nobody to harm me.
It can affect my soul.
Yes, it is my past karmas that have come into fruition, and this person is just an instrumental cause. So, there is no point in having anger on him. So, everything changes because of belief, right? You are the happiest person on earth if you believe, if you are able to align your belief according to what the Jinwani says. Because Jinwani is saying all the correct things, right? And you have to accept it, understand it, accept it, and you are become a right believer. And when you are right believer, all the time you are enjoying. You know, in the hellish being, okay, there are right believers, and for not a single moment there is not a situation where you are peaceful. All the time there is violence, violence, violence. You have seen the video movie of Narak Darshan? Anyone else says, Soumya, you have seen Narak Darshan?
No, sir, I have not seen.
Not seen. Okay. So I'll just share the video. Okay. And there is a museum in Thailand of Narak Darshan, you know. Thailand
Oh, there
people have
is.
made it. Yeah.
Oh,
I have shared this video once, but I will share it again. So Narak movie, you see how the pains they go under the kind of pain that they undergo. You know, you will just like uh, it will surprise you that kind of sufferings we have suffered those things in our past lives. Okay, so this is when some okay. And if he himself or the other living and non-living objects gets modified in some form which he does not like. So something you don't like and the anger passion rises. Okay. And if you are a true believer, then something you don't like, it's okay. I may not like it, but it is okay. The existence is there. No problem. Okay. So it all depends on your understanding. Then he wishes ill of that modification by turning it into other form. Thus, the desire of wishing ill of others is caused due to the rise of anger passion, but its harm depends on destiny. So, if everything is happening on destiny, then there is no point in doing anger, right? This is the takeaway. That things happen according to destiny. Unnecessarily, we all the time manifest passions and bind new karmas. Okay. There is no point in doing anger. Unnecessarily the anger happens just because of wrong belief. Okay. So the first thing that we have to is not to control the anger, but to get rid of delusion. The moment the delusion goes, along with that, the first level of passion goes, Anantanubandhi. So intense anger has gone. Intensest type of anger has gone. That is what it is mentioned here. But actually, the 4 levels of passion are not from the point of view of intense or mild. It is from the point of view that the first level stops you from making right belief. Okay. The second level of passion stops you to take vows. Partial vow preventing passion is the second level. The third level is complete vow preventing passion. Pratyakhana varan. Okay. And the fourth one is Sanjwalan Kashai. Perfect conduct disturbing passion. These are the correct names. Although it has been portrayed here as the intense, but there is a line in the next line. So this one passion we have discussed, anger. Similarly, you have to relate to other passions, that is pride, deceit, and greed passion. Okay, it's all very simple. You can relate it to our own life because we are doing all the time this kind of 4 passions. Okay, these 4 passions are the major passions, and among these 4 passions, one passion is always going on at the back of our mind. Sometimes it gets reflected in our speech and body activities, but at the mind level, one of the 4 passions, major passions, always goes on, and one of the quasi passions also goes on. Okay. So at a time, there is only one major passion, and then it keeps on converting. From anger, we have pride, and then from pride, we have deceit, and from deceit, we have greed. It keeps on interchanging on its own. They have a cause and effect relationship among themselves. Okay. So now we come to the 4 levels of passion. Okay. Page number 55. These passions are of 4 kinds. Anantanubandhi. Okay. So the exact meaning of Anantanubandhi, here it is written intense type of anger, but this is not correct, because the intense and mild, these differences are because of Leshya. Todrabalji has mentioned in this paragraph, the last paragraph on page 55, in the beginningless mundane existence of jivas, continuous rise of all these 4 passions is found. Okay, continuous rise of all this. There, when the passion is intense in the form of Krishna Leshya. Okay, this Krishna Leshya is the thermometer to measure the level of passion, whether it is intense or mild, whatever it is. Okay, so this intensity is measured by Leshya. What is this Leshya? It is not nowhere in our syllabus.
So we had studied this, no? So that mango tree cutting.
Yeah. Same. So we have discussed this in class.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
temples, it's there. Somebody wants to.
All the temples there. Which temple you are talking about?
No, sir, you had discussed this. I had.
I know. Once I have discussed. So in our temple, we have this picture of a 6-person cutting the tree. You know, the first one is the intention type of. There are 6 types of Leshya. What is a good word for Leshya in English? You know, soil, soul, soiling, tint. Soil, soiling, tint. Okay. Soul, soiling, tint is Leshya in Hindi. Okay. So, what are the 5 causes of influx of karma? Somya.
Soumyaji is not there in the class.
Oh. Anyone? First is Mithyatva, delusion, avirati, non-restraint, pramad, negligence, then kashai, passion, and then yog, mind, speech, and body activity. These are the 5 causes of influx of karma. Okay. So, out of these 5, can you see delusion? No, we cannot see delusion. Non-restraint? No. Negligence? No. Passions? No. Although we can make it, we can understand it, but we cannot see through these eyes. But the yoga, the last one, mind, speech, and body, this is only seen. Okay. Now those 3 things, mind, speech, and body. Okay. With these 3, we can measure that what kind of passions you are going through. And the tools to measure is this Lesia. Okay. So whether you are having an intense passion or a mild passion, it depends on Lesia. And whether you are having a Anantanubandhi Kashai or a Sanjolan Kashai, that depends on not on this intense or mild type. That depends that if the Anantanubandhi is not there, that means you have manifested right belief. If you are manifesting right belief, the first level of passion will go away. I'll give you one example, you will understand everything. Ramchandra ji was a right believer, Shaik Samyak Drashti. Okay. Destructional right believer. Malti ji, are you there? Yeah. Okay. So you all know Ramchandra ji. Okay. So Ramchandra ji was a destructional right believer, Shaik Samyak Drashti. Okay. So Shaik Samyak Drashti means the first level of passion has gone. Okay. And he was so much attached to his brother Lakshman that Lakshman got killed and he carried his dead corpse for 6 months. He was just not ready to accept that Lakshman has died. Now why? Would you call it as an intense passion? So this you will be able to understand through Leshyas. Okay. So out of 6 Leshyas, 3 are inauspicious Leshyas or Ashubh bad Leshyas, and 3 are good Leshyas or auspicious Leshyas. Okay. So Ramchandra ji was not having the Anantanubandhi Kashai, but still there is a problem in his conduct. He was not ready to believe that he is dead. Although he was a right believer, destructional right believer. Destructional right believer means he will never get into delusion anytime, because he's already destroyed the delusion. Not only subsided, but destroyed the delusion, and it will never come again. So he'll always remain a right believer. Bharat Chakravarti was such, but still he went to win 6 kingdoms and he had 96,000 wives. Now how do you relate? On one side you are saying that he is a right believer, and we see intense kind of passion in his life. So those are not intense kind of passions. Because the moment you manifest right belief, the first level of passion goes away, and that is called Anantanubandhi Kashai. So now I'll give you good names for Anantanubandhi Kashai. Okay. Here it is written in the textbook, intense and type. Okay, that is a general belief. If you ask anybody Anantanubandhi Kashai, that they will say, always say Tivra Kashai, but no, it is not the intense Kashai. Okay. So the measurement of Tivra and Mand Kashai is the Leshya. Okay. So what is an Anantanubandhi Kashai? You write down the good names. Right belief preventing passion. Right belief preventing passions. What is the second level? Apratyakhana varan kashai, partial woe preventing passion. Then the third level, pratyakhana varan kashai, complete woe preventing passion. And the fourth one, sanjulan kashai, perfect conduct disturbing passion. So these 4 levels are because of right believing, preventing passion, etc., and not intense and mild, as has been shown in the textbook. Okay. So what are the ways of measuring intense and mild? These are lasias. Okay. So lasia is not a part of our syllabus, but I will still explain you in 10 minutes about lasia. And one day I have already explained what Emali can recall. And because I am teaching 3 classes simultaneously, so I don't remember which class I have explained what. But anyways, if it is already explained, we can just refresh it. So there are 6 kinds of lasias, and it
एक्सक्यूज
is
मी सर, कैन
yeah,
आई इंटरप्ट?
yeah.
तो ये वाउज लेने से क्या लेशिया कम हो जाएगा?
नहीं, वाव वाव लेने से वो आपका पैशन का लेवल, लेशिया तो रह सकती है, बट पैशंस का जो लेवल्स है ना, द 4
हाँ,
levels that I explained now, those
यस,
are because of this conduct. Okay.
अच्छा,
Now the first level of passion, Anantanubandhi Kashai, what name I gave? Right
राइट
belief
बिलीफ
preventing passion.
प्रिवेंटिंग पैशन.
So
हाँ,
if somebody is having a Anantanubandhi Kashai, that means his belief is not right.
ठीक है,
Okay. If
यस,
someone is having Apratyakhana Karan Vasai, that means he is not having woes in his life.
यस,
So these are the parameters that defines the 4 levels of passions. Okay. It is not
अच्छा,
the intention. Now I'll give you an
ओके,
example. Okay.
यस, आई गॉट इट सर.
Yeah. So there was this example of 6 travelers who were going through a forest, and they were hungry, and they encountered a tree with fruits. Okay. Say an example, a mango tree having so many mango in them. So all 6 of them wish to acquire the mango fruits of the tree, but their ways to do differs widely. The first one is called the black Krishna Lacia. Okay, black soul soiling tint. What are his thoughts and action? You know, I will uproot the tree and eat the fruit. The second one, blue Neel. Okay, blue is in English and Neel is in again Hindi. Krishna, Neel, Kapot, these are the 3 bad glaciers, and Pit, Padma, Shukla, these are the 3 good glaciers. Okay. Now, the first one, I will uproot the tree and eat the fruit. The second one, blue one, I will cut the trunk and eat the fruit. Can you see the difference? The first one was uprooting the tree. Now the second one say, I will only cut the trunk. The third one will say, I will cut big branches and eat the fruit. The fourth one will say, I will cut the small branches and eat the fruit. And the fifth one says, I will pluck the fruit only and eat. And the last one, what it says, you know, I will eat only the fruit that has fallen on the ground. Now, can you make this difference in thoughts and action? This is the intense passion and mild passion. The first one is the mildest of mildest, and the last one is the so the first one is the intenseness of intense, and the last one is the mildest of the mildest. Okay, so this is how the lasias are defined. Someday after this classes, we will have one lecture on this lasia separately to understand it. It is just the thermometer to measure whether what kind of passions you are undergoing through. Okay.
तो ये लेशिया जो है ये रॉन्ग बिलीफ से ही हुआ.
हाँ, बिलीफ तो दोनों में ही है, बिलीफ का तो चलेगा ही,
हाँ,
but the measurement of whether it is mild or it is mildest or it is
हाँ,
intense or intenser, these all parameters will be decided by the
तो लेशिया.
lasia, and lasia
हाँ,
is reflected by the mind, speech and body activity of the soul. This 6 example, we only
हाँ,
saw the activity of the body and the speech and mind, right? He wants to eat a fruit and he's uprooting the tree.
तो ये फिर इंट्रोस्पेक्शन के कारण हुआ. ये जो ब्रांच ये पूरा ट्रंक काट दिए तो ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन.
So no, not lack of yeah, lack of introspection is also there, but the thing is that this 6 level of lasias that we discussed, now there if I consider from the point of view of spiritual stages of development, okay?
Yes.
Let me identify you, then you will understand better. So, from the first level to the fourth level, okay, all 6 glaciers are there,
ठीक है.
okay?
Yeah.
Then, from 5th stage to 7th stage, only 3 good are there.
Oh,
The bad 3 ones has gone.
okay.
So the first 3 behaviors, I will uproot the tree and eat the fruit. I will cut the trunk and eat the fruit. I will cut big branches and eat the fruit. These types of thoughts and action is no more there in the 5th stage of spiritual development.
जी.
Okay. 5 to
Yeah.
7, only 3 good are there. Then if you go beyond 7, 8 to 13, okay, only the white, the last one. The first one is black, blue, gray, then yellow, pink, white. 6 colors. Okay. Black, blue, gray. These are the 3 bad ones. And the 3 good ones, yellow, pink, and white. So white is the most best. Okay. Most purest. Okay. So the white, the persons in the stages of 8. So 6th and 7th is monk only. So above that all are monks only. The monks in the stages of from 8 to 13 are having only white. And the 14th stage, when you reach the 14th stage, you are devoid of all kinds of glaciers. Okay. So 1 to 4, all 6 are there. So Ramchandraji was on the 4th stage. Okay. But still, he was not able to realize that Lakshman has died, and he was carrying his corpse for 6 months. So nobody would be able to believe that he is a right believer. Everyone will say he is a false believer. But no, he was a right believer. So this kind of assessment can be done only if you understand the glaciers. Okay. So by seeing his outer action, nobody would believe a right believer, but he was a right believer. Okay. Because the first level of passion was not there. Anantanubandhi Kashai was not there with Ramchandra ji. Same with Bharat Chakravarti. Okay. So first one is right belief preventing passion. So Anantanubandhi is not there. Although he is carrying the dead body of Lakshman for 6 months, but the Anantanubandhi was not there. This is the difference. Okay. So generally people believe that Anantanubandhi is the intensive type of, it is written in the textbook also. Okay. But now this is something wrongly interpreted. It is not originally the Todarmalji has written. Okay. This is only in the bracket in the English translation. But Anantanubandhi, general perception is there that Anantanubandhi means the mild, intense passion. Okay. So this is how we measure the levels of passions. Now coming back to so in this glaciers we have discussed. So now we again get back to this paragraph. In the beginningless mundane existence of jivas, continuous rise of all these 4 passions is found. Therefore, when the passion is intense in the form of Krishna lesha, black thought coloration, and when the passion is feeble in the form of Sukla lesha, white thought coloration, an incessant rise of all the 4 passion is found existing in both the conditions. Because he was in the 4th stage, so in 4th stage all the 6 leshas are there. Because the division of Anantanubandhi etc. passions are not from the viewpoint of their being intense or feeble, but are from the viewpoint of obliterating samyaktva. Okay. Right belief preventing passion. These 4 levels are from the point of view of the right belief preventing passion, partial woe preventing passion, complete woe preventing passion, and perfect conduct deluding passions. So this line is very important because the divisions of Anantanubandhi etc. means all the 4 Anantanubandhi, Apratyak and Pratyak and Sanjalan are not from the viewpoint of their being intense or feeble, but are from the viewpoint of obliterating samyaktva, right belief, etc. On intense rise of fruition of those karmic species, intense anger, etc., alien disposition are caused, and on feeble rise of fruition of these species of karmas, feeble anger, etc., are caused. Further, on attaining the right path of liberation, the rise of last 3, 2, and 1 species out of these 4 kinds of levels, Anantanubandhi et al. So when you attain right path of liberation, that is in the 4th stage, okay, the rise of last 3 are there. When you go further in the 5th stage, the 2 will be there. Okay. So when you are getting into the 4th stage, the last 3 are present. Then when you get into the 5th stage, okay, the last 2 are there. When you go into the 6th, 7th stage, only 1 is there. And when you get into the 13th stage, the last one also goes away. Okay. All these 4 kinds of conduct yielding karma is found, and afterwards all the 4 get destroyed in the end. Okay. All the 4 get destroyed in the end in the 12th stage. Complete vitrakta. So complete passions has gone. Further, out of anger, etc., 4 passions, the rise of only 1 passion is found in 1 unit of time. So at a time it is 1 major passion. Also these passions have mutual cause and effect relationship. Anger turns into pride, etc. Pride turns into anger, etc. That is why sometimes the difference is recognized and sometimes it is not recognized. This is to be known as the passional form of modification. Okay. So this is it. Now we will move on to 9 quasi passions. Quasi means low level of passions, small passions. Okay. These the first 4 were very major. Okay. Now these 9 are not that major, but it is always one of these passions will always be there. One major will be there at a time and one minor also will be there at a time. Okay. So this is the one I am reading myself only. Further, owing to the rise of charitra moh,
So,
only, yeah,
I'm
anyone
sorry,
asking?
sir. Sir, I wanted to ask you if these are the 4 kashais. Sir, in the mango tree example, what would be apratyakan varnya and pratyakhan varnya? Which ones would these be, sir?
No, even if the first one, I will uproot the tree and eat the fruit, he will still be a true believer.
Like Ram Bhagwan.
Ram Bhagwan.
Okay.
So from 1st to 4th stage of spiritual development, all the 6 are there.
Right. All 6 glaciers are there.
So you cannot equate it between Anantanubandhi according to Lesya. Lesya is just mild or intense passion. To measure it, whether it is mild or intense, you have to consider Lesya. Okay. And this Anantanubandhi are just from the point of view of right belief preventing passion, partial woe preventing passion, right? These are from that levels.
So, sir, can you give me examples? I'm not understanding.
Which one you are not understanding? Ramchandraji you understood, right? Lesya you understood. That even the Ramchandri was not having Anantanubandhi Kashai, but still such action happened because he was having all the 6 Leshyas. That is clear? Now
Yes.
what is not clear, you tell me.
So 2, 3, and 4.
2, 3 and 4 what? Apratyakan, Pratyakan, Sanjwalan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now again good that you have asked this question. Now the person who is having who is in the 5th stage, okay, a person in the 4th stage, can he take partial vows?
Yeah.
No, you cannot take. There is no sanyam.
Oh. Okay.
Fourth stage is avirati. He cannot forego the sensual pleasures and the other thing called uh, violence of 6 kinds of jivas. You know, इंद्रिय संयम भी नहीं है, प्राणी संयम भी नहीं है फोर्थ स्टेज में.
Okay.
Believe right. He's a right believer, but he is not able to renounce anything. त्याग नहीं कर सकते.
अच्छा.
But when he gets into the 5th stage with further practice of signs of discrimination, he gets into the 5th stage. Now he is able to take partial vows.
Okay.
12 vrat, 11 leshyas. Okay. Now when he gets in and when he gets rid of the 3rd level of passion, pratyakhana varan kashai, then he becomes a monk. He is complete woe preventing. He has discarded the complete woe preventing passions. Only Sanjwalan is left. And when that will go, he will have perfect conduct disturbing passion. So the first one goes off in the 4th stage. The second apratyakhana varan goes off when you achieve 5th stage. The 3rd level goes off when you achieve 6th and 7th stage. And the 4th level goes off when you achieve 12th stage.
Okay, sir.
Now you understood?
Yes, sir.
So a right believer like Ramchandra ji, he cannot practice any types of woes in his life, although he is a right believer. But because of the rise of passion deluding karma, charitra monia karma, he is not able to take any woes. That capacity is not there. That strength is not there to concentrate on the self. Although belief has been right. Okay. So now I hope you have understood. Anyone else having a question? No problem. Okay. So now this 9 quasi-passions we were discussing. Further, owing to the rise of Charitramo, only the quasi-passion, no kashais are caused. There, due to the rise of laughter passion, believing some object beneficial. One becomes cheerful and feels happy. You know, we have laughter clubs and we consider laughter to good for health, but actually it is a passion. That's why, you know, you have seen the idols in our temples. They are never laughing. They are like absolutely, they are, although they are happy, they are in happy posture, but not laughing, because laughing is again a passion. Okay. And due to rise of liking, rati passion, believing something good, one makes love with it and gets attached therein. Okay. The third one, and due to rise of disliking, arati passion, believing something harmful, one feels aversions and becomes desperate. Okay. And due to rise of sorrow, passion, shok, believing something harmful, one feels dejected, feels sorry. And due to rise of fear passion, believing some object harmful, one feels afraid of it and does not like its association. And due to rise of disgust, jugupsa passion, believing some object harmful, one hates it and wants to get rid of it. Okay. So these are the 6 ones, and now we are coming on to the 3 sex passion. Thus one should know these laughter, etc. 6 quasi passions. And due to rise of sex passion, the feeling or desire of cohabitation is caused. There, due to rise of female sex passion, the desire of cohabitating with a man is caused. And due to the rise of male passion, the desire of cohabitating nothing, it is cohabiting with women is caused. And due to rise of neuter sex passion, the desire of cohabiting with both man and woman is caused. Okay. So these are the 9 quasi passions. Thus, These are the 9 types of no kashai. No kashai is a Hindi word. Okay. And no means not. It is no, N with 2 matras. No kashai, quasi passions. These are not so stronger as anger. Just understand. These are no so stronger as anger, etc. That is why these are termed as ishat, quasi. Here the word no is to be known synonym of ishat. Ishat means little bit. Okay, thoda sa, like that. The rise of this quasi passion is found along with those anger, etc. passion as per their rise. Okay, so there is one major passion all the time. Along with that, one of these quasi passions also will be there. Okay. In this way, due to rise of moh, deluding karma, perverse belief and passions, alien disposition are caused. Now, this is the conclusion of both the faith deluding karma and the conduct deluding karma. That's why it is written moh. Moh means faith deluding karma, perverse belief. Perverse belief is what? Because of faith deluding karma. And passions because of conduct deluding karma are caused. And these alien disposition alone are the root cause of sansar, transmigration. Okay. Because of these passions only, the jiva is unhappy at present, and these only are the cause of future karmic bondage also. The name of these very passions is also rag, attachment, dvesh, and moh. Okay. So we already studied about this, that 13 are rag and 12 are dvesh. Okay. And moh is the connection coming from faith deluding karma. These are the name of mithyatva. Perverse belief is moh. There the name of mithyatva, perverse belief is moh, because there is absence of advertence about the self soul. Wrong belief, not the right belief about the self soul, is because of perverse belief. Further, the name of deceit, greed, passions, and laughter, liking, and 3 kinds of sex passion is rag attachment. Okay, so 13 are rag. Deceit, greed, 4 plus 4, 8. Laughter, 9. Liking, 10. And 3 kinds of sex passion, 13. Rag. Because love, affinity is found there with agreeable feeling. And the name of anger, pride, passions, 4 plus 4, 8. Disliking, 9. Sorrow, 10. Fear, 11. Disgust, 12. Is dvesh, aversion, because hatred, ill will is found there with disagreeable feeling. And in general, the name of all kinds of passions and kasi passions is moh, delusion, because in all these passions, inadvertence is found all everywhere. Okay. So this is the end of our Moniya karma. Now next, Antarai karma. Okay. Jiva's condition due to rise of Antarai karma. Malti ji, you read.
Yes, sir. Further, due to rise of Antray karma, whatever Jiva wishes does not happen. If he wishes to give donation, he cannot give. If he wishes to obtain a thing, but he cannot obtain. Wishes to enjoy, but cannot enjoy. Wishes to enjoy again and again, but cannot do so. Wishes to exert for manifesting his power of knowledge, etc., but cannot get manifested. In this way, whatever one wishes does not happen due to the rise of Antray karma. And due to its shayopsham, the desired thing materializes to some extent. One's desire is great, but he can donate only a little. Some profit is achieved, and only some power of knowledge, etc., is manifested. There too, several outward instrumental causes are required. Thus, Jiva's state is caused due to rise of Ghati karma.
So, there are 5 things: Dan, Labh, Bhog, Ubhog, and Virya in Antarai karma. Okay. So, due to the rise of Antarai karma, whatever Jiv wishes does not happen. Right? So the first, if he wishes to give donation, that is dan, he cannot give. If he wishes to obtain a thing, labh, but cannot obtain. Dan, labh, bhog. Wishes to enjoy, but cannot enjoy. Wishes to enjoy again and again, upbhog. One time consumption is bhog and multiple times consumption is upbhog. Wishes to enjoy again and again, but cannot do so. Wishes to exert for manifesting his power of knowledge, virya, but cannot get manifested. In this way, whatever one wishes does not happen due to the rise of antaray karma. Okay. Now, supposing you were supposed to get one award from your company, okay, and somehow that was postponed. Why? Because of antaray karma. You are supposed to get a degree, supposing some title, some award, and that postponed because of antaray. You are supposed to get some donations. You didn't get it because of antaray. You were supposed to get some objects of sensual pleasures, but you didn't get it. Why? Because of antaray. You were supposed to eat good food, right? But somehow some call came and you have to go. Antaray. So there is no one external things to blame. It is our own karma that is coming into fruition and that is stopping us from getting good things in life. Okay. So these were for the ghati karmas. Now we will be discussing the aghati karmas. Okay. Jiva's condition due to the rise of Vediniya karma. Okay. So further in aghati karmas, non-destructive karmas due to rise of Vedniya karma. Vedniya karma is what? Feeling producing karma. Now these are of two types. One is pleasant producing karma and the pleasure producing karma, and the other is displeasure producing karma. Okay. Or otherwise they have written here as I think pleasant feeling producing karma and unpleasant feeling producing karma. This is the names they have used. Okay, fine. So this we will complete today and then we will end. And then these three are left, 1, 2 and 3. Only 2 pages are left. If you want, we can continue now or we can take it the next class. I don't mind. Whichever way you want. It will take only 15-20 minutes because there is nothing much to describe in that. It's all informative. Or you can read by yourself. The next class I will summarize it. Okay. Next 3. But this one we are going to complete. So further in aghati karma, non-destructive karmas, due to rise of Vedniya karma, feeling producing karma, the causes of external happiness, unhappiness are produced in the body. Healthiness, powerfulness, etc. These are the happiness causes, right? And hunger, thirst, disease, sorrow, pain. These are the causes of unhappiness are developed in the body. Externally, pleasant season, weather, wind, etc. Favorite wife means favorable wife. It will not be favorite wife, but favorable wife, son, etc. and friend, wealth, etc. Unpleasant season, wind, unfavorable wife, son, etc. Foe, poverty, assassination. These are all the causes of unhappiness. So some are the causes of happiness. The underlying cause is the karma, Vedniya karma. Okay. And externally, these associations either will come or will not come. Depends. In these external causes as mentioned above, many causes are of such type due to instrumentality of which the condition of body becomes the cause of happiness, unhappiness. And those very causes becomes the cause of happiness, unhappiness. And many causes are of such type which themselves become the cause of happiness, unhappiness. The association of such cause takes place due to the rise of Vedniya karma. This is important. External things are not important. The karma, the rise of karmas are important. It is the main cause. Okay. Therefore, the cause of happiness are met with due to the rise of Sata Vedniya, pleasant feeling producing karma. And the cause of miseries are met with due to the rise of Asata Vedniya, unpleasant feeling producing karma. Okay. Here it should be known that those causes themselves do not produce happiness or misery. But owing to the rise of more karma, building karma, the soul of his own believes and feels happiness, unhappiness. Now, this is very important. These four agati karmas in itself cannot cause any harm or benefit to you. But along with the rise of monia karma, this becomes an instrumental cause. So without monia karma, now I will give you an example of Aryant Bhagwan. So Aryant Bhagwan has conquered all the four obscuring karmas. Ghati karma he has conquered. But agati karma, all the four are there. Right? But he is not experiencing any kind of pain. Why? Agati karmas are still there. But because the monia is not there, among the ghatis, monia, the third one, is not there, and because of them, although the agati karmas are still there, but it is not becoming a cause of happiness, if it is not becoming a cause of unhappiness to him. So monia is the chief karma, it is the king of all karmas. Okay, to get rid of monia would be our first priority. And among the monia, which one you will get rid of first? Darshan monia or Charitra monia?
Darshan.
Darshan monia. Because along with darshan monia, the major chunk of Charitra monia will also go away. Okay. So our effort would be in the direction of eradicating only delusion. That is the first step. Okay. Okay. Moh karma is the important. Okay. Along with moh, the agati karmas will bring an effect of happiness and unhappiness. Without monia karma, they are not a cause of any unhappiness. Such is the relation between the rise of Vedniya karma and the rise of moh karma. Okay. When the external cause produced by Sata Vedniya is met with, then the rise of moh karma of the type of believing happiness is found, and the external cause produced by Asata Vedniya is met, then the rise of moh karma of the type of believing unhappiness is found. Okay. So the chief cause is the monia karma and the Vedniya karma, and not the external association that we have got. And the same cause become the cause of happiness to someone and unhappiness to someone. Okay. For example, the type of cloth which becomes the cause of happiness to someone due to rise of Sata Vedniya, the same cloth becomes the cause of misery to someone else due to rise of Asata Vedniya. You know, you have seen in our family that we are 4 people in our family. Somebody likes to keep the fan in the highest point, fifth. Supposing there are 5 points. So he wants to keep the fan at fifth level. And somebody wants to keep the fan at 2 level. You have seen the difference? Because the same cause could be a cause of Sata to some and Asata to some. Okay. The person who is prone to getting cold, he would like to keep the fan little milder. And person who is having enough sweat in him, so he will like to have the fan at 5 level. So same cause. Hence, the external object is simply an instrumental cause of happiness and unhappiness. Whatever happiness, unhappiness is caused is due to nimit, rise of moh only. The disillusioned monks, that means the passionless monks, possesses many supernatural powers. Supernatural powers are riddhis, like Vishnu Kumar Moniraj. Remember that story? He converted his body into a big body because he has got that supernatural powers and face afflictions, parishas, but the feeling of happiness, unhappiness is not caused in them. Okay? When somebody is inflicting pain, still he is engrossed in himself. How? Because the external factors are not the cause of happiness in happiness. It is just because he has got rid of monia karma, darshan monia completely, and the charitra monia also. The three levels are not there to a monk. That's why he is not unhappy. The illusioned jiva on meeting external cause or without meeting any cause is assuredly found feeling happiness, unhappiness due to his own conjecture only. Conjecture means own belief only. There too, on meeting with that particular cause by which a highly illusioned jiva becomes more happy, unhappy, by meeting with the same cause is less illusioned jiva becomes less happy, unhappy. Therefore, the principal strong cause of happiness, unhappiness is the rise of more deluding karma. The other and external things are not strong cause, but the primeness of cause and effect relationship between other non-self objects and the dispositions of the illusioned jeev is found, due to which the illusioned jeev means deluded jeev, delusion jeev having delusion, believes other external objects only as to the cause of happiness, unhappiness. In this way, the cause of happiness, unhappiness is produced due to rise of Vedniya karma. Okay. So now these three karmas are read. I'm giving you for homework. Ayu, Nam and Gotra. Okay. In the next class, we will not read it. I'll just explain it three karmas. And then we will move on to the next text called Chaydala. Okay. I'm couriering it today. Yesterday, the couriers were closed and I brought it yesterday evening only. And today I will be couriering it. So next 2-3 days you will get outstations. And Bombay ones will get in a day only. So these three we will take it up next week. I hope you have started preparing for the Gandhar Mulyankan. You started? Okay, good. So once you are ready with the preparation, just put your name in the group that I have prepared. And you keep on adding names in that. So on one particular day, the last date is I think 23rd, no? Okay, last date is 23rd. So
23rd को ही रखना है सर, संडे है. 23rd को ही रखना.
once everyone is ready, we will keep it.
There's a huge fire in my building. Someone's house on the 6th floor got fully charged. So I have to go down and evacuate.
Where now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, you go. No problem. So our class is also over. Okay. See how tragedy comes. The house is on fire. He has to evacuate. She has to evacuate. So, the thing is that the best opportunity that we have got, we should utilize it, understand it very clearly, and automatically the things will fall in places. You don't have to do anything. Don't have to worry about anything. Only just put your time in good use by studying the Jinwani. And when you study, you automatically have thoughts coming of those kind only. So contemplation will also happen automatically. And the third part is conclusion. After contemplation, the conclusion also comes automatically. Okay. So intentionally, judiciously, you have to utilize our time, whatever we get, into reading Jinwani. Yeah, anything else?
सर ये जो लेशिया आप बताए थे, क्या इंट्रोस्पेक्शन से कम हो सकता है? मतलब कि उस समय
हाँ,
हर समय जैसे कि लेशिया कम हो सकता है क्या?
it goes on, change होते रहता है, ऊपर नीचे होते रहता है. Sometimes you are in very intense passion and sometimes you are mild, you know. So that happens with everybody. वो ऊपर नीचे होते रहता है. Okay. But the important thing is you have to first get rid of delusion.
जी.
रामचंद्र जी 6 महीना लक्ष्मण की लाश लेके घूमे, लेकिन his right belief didn't go away. And nobody is able to believe this, that Ramchandra ji is a right believer. So this is something like that. So you cannot identify from outside whether somebody is a right believer or a wrong believer?
ये भी कर्म से है क्या?
No, not because karma is always there, but karma is an instrumental cause only. It is only your right effort. Okay? अगर आप सही उपाय करेंगे तो you will get rid of delusion. और delusion गया तो हमारा तो पूरा काम हो गया,
वो तो
है ना?
right,
तो
right.
हाँ, so our target, we should target the right cause of our misery, and right cause of our misery is delusion.
Delusion.
So
Right.
for getting rid of delusion, you read this very intentionally, minutely, and understand it, contemplate on it, and then arrive at a decision. That's all.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Sir,
start
एक
preparing
और
and
चीज सर,
yeah, बोलिए.
ये सुबह ये अपना 23rd को सुबह में रहेगा या कब रहेगा?
हम आपको
Approximate.
पूछेंगे क्लास में. Once you are ready with the preparations, everyone is ready
ओहो,
with the preparations.
अच्छा
We will
अच्छा.
do it one day only because we are only 11 students, so we can do it in one day, 5 minutes each student. No,
Okay.
I have given 10 minutes now, right? Because
Yeah, yes,
you have
yes,
given
yes, sir.
two chapters, so 10 minutes. So it will be around 2 hours. Okay. So we will keep it on some good, either it will be, somebody is in Australia, so it will be morning only I have to keep, I think. And now one student is our in UK. So Australia and UK is very hard to manage, but we will see. I think afternoon time, I think we can manage UK and Australia together.
तो अच्छा
Up to what time is okay for you, Pratibha ji?
22nd को आप कह रहे हैं ना?
20
That will decide. Just
22nd is going to be hard
uh,
because we do have some commitment. It's
so
Saturday.
you are in USA, right?
Yes.
Okay. So who is in?
So 22nd is Saturday. So agar this time if you do it, that's going to be hard for us 22nd evening.
Okay. Then 23rd is Sunday for you?
Yeah, 23rd is Sunday. Yes.
So Sunday,
So
okay.
Sunday around this time would be possible because Sunday morning they're having some, Pratishta in our temple too. So we were thinking
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
So
Okay. So we'll
20
try to have it in the morning itself. I think only one student will have problem. That is a UK student. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
No
because if
problem.
other people is convenient for them, maybe if you want, we can just record it.
Yeah. No problem. We'll manage some way. Let's
Whatever is
prepare. Let's
convenient
start
for
preparing.
everybody.
You start preparing and then we will finalize it. Okay?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever, you
Okay.
can.
Okay. Fine.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
So निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है.